Okay, well, hello and welcome to this video. And this video I'm going to show you the steps of downloading the EndNote. And an EndNote is a tool actually is useful for the referencing of the academic papers, and it's going to help you a lot, especially when you do the capstone project, because simply when you write down the project report, you have to reference the reference as in the uh, the EndNote is actually provided by the UTS for free for the students, and you can download that for once, and it's going to work for even if you are going to leave the school, because I think that you is going to be something about lifetime licensing. I remember the last time I downloaded this software was in 2011, and I'm still using the same version till today. Well, actually 2013 when I got the new laptop later. So to search for the EndNote, you just go to the UTS library, search that as a UTS library, and then click referencing. And this will take you to the next page we can see here, the library referencing. Of course, you need to log in with your student account to get to the dashboard. But definitely it's going to take you first if you click the referencing here to this page, you can log in from here. So what we have here, as you can see, the referencing, the Harvard UTS referencing style, the AGLC guides, the APA referencing guide, Chicago referencing guide, the EndNote, the RefWorks, the Mendeley, the Zotero, and the referencing team if you need any help. You press on the EndNote, and in the EndNote, you are going to have the chance to download the software for your on your computer. And actually, it does have a copy for the Mac and copy for the Office as well. While download the EndNote, you have to acknowledge that you have read and understood the terms and the conditions. And as you can see, we can read that very easy. The software may be only used while the user is registered the student or staff members of the UTS. I don't think this will work. I think it's going to be permanent anyway. The license to use the software will terminate under the agreement when the user is no longer a student or staff member of the UTS. Well, I have to think about that because actually I'm a student since 2009 continuously. So that's why I think they didn't cancel my license. But anyway, it's not going to be our point. Any copies of the EndNote, this is very important, must be removed from the user computer once they are no longer registered with the UTS. Use of the software at the user home is limited to use related to the coursework, research work, or any other work directly related to the user relationship with the UTS. Now we read that, you have to acknowledge that you have read and understood the terms and the conditions. Well, actually, I wouldn't read that if it's going to be more than two short paragraphs. Okay, now as you can see here, for the beginning of the EndNote, you have the options of having the Windows or the Macintosh. I'm using the window, and from here, you have the EndNote 19, which is compatible with Windows 7 onward and with Word 2007 onward. I think that everybody using this one now. You can simply visit the EndNote website for further information. If you need to download an earlier version, you will be able to see and download earlier versions when you follow the steps one below. So step number one below, you can simply go to the ITD EndNote download site and you will get the 19. I'm going to get the latest 19. So click on the EndNote 19 and right click on the saved file, and you have to select extract all, so don't double click on that. If you don't see this option, simply use the extract here in the new folder instead, and no upzipping or the extrusion options is going to be available for you. You will need to install some of the free unzipping software and you have to repeat steps 3 and 4 once again. Okay, the same name, zip you file download. You should not ask for the product key in this case because it's going to be a UTS license. If you will using the Harvard UTS or the AGLC referencing styles, you will also need to download them individually from here, and or actually you can do it from the previous page we had, which is here. Okay, and once you have successfully installed the EndNote, if you are having any problems or troubles finding or using the EndNote option in the Word, EndNote website will going to have some assistance. If you are going to use the Macintosh, you can simply read the attachment. Actually, it's going to be the same process. Okay, so I will go up and I can download the EndNote now. Sign in, yes, sign in. Uh, yes, it is what the point. Okay, I will try to enter the password. Okay, update the password. You didn't see the password, of course. Okay, now we have the endnotes here. Again, to use the endnote X, and I think that this is going to start in any second now. Okay, so I'm going to keep that in the downloads file. This is a new laptop. It's not brand new, but it's a new laptop, and is facing some problems because the process is too small. Actually, I bought that because I'm traveling and I'm going to take it with me everywhere. Okay, now we got the file. I'm not going to double click on that. And instead, I will visit the file in the folder. Okay, and here it is. You see that I downloaded too many files here. You don't have to download them all. Hmm, my computer is still thinking. Okay, so now extract all. That's what we have to click. Okay, so it's right click, extract all. Now it's going to make a new file, which is going to be called the EndNote 19, and I'm going to extract here. You can see that the new folder has been generated. Okay, so that's what we have. Second generation. It should be a good processor. Okay, so start the installation process. Next. Now, that's the most important thing. Because I extract the file, I start to have the license is under the UTS and the serial number of the software is written down there. Just accept that. That means you accepted to have the UTS license, as well as readme information. You can simply go through this one if you want to read some of the information about the software. Next. You have to accept. If anyone here read all that before, it's very nice to send me an email with a brief of what you had there. Now, select the installation type is going to be a typical one. I don't want to go through the installation. Choose the place you would like to save the software at. And actually, if you have the C and the D, usually the C is going to be the HDD, and the other one, well, what they call it, the solid state and the HDD one. So usually use the one with the larger volume, larger space. This will be much easier to install all the softwares on the D drive rather than the C drive, because C drive is usually full very fast. Yeah, okay, now it's going to begin the installation. Click that. It's going to ask you for the permission to update the system. Well, it should have the thing. Anyway, now it's updating the system. Well, I'll pause the recording for a while. I don't want you. Okay, so it's starting to respond uh, suddenly, and now it's updating the system and uploading some of the components. Okay, and here we go. Okay, now it's going to updating the components once again, and this will going to take some time. No, actually, it's going to be less than 1 minute. Okay, usually this will be the longest 13 seconds in the history. Oh, come on. Okay, so it's doing the updating of the connections, the overall progress. Now, I don't know what does he mean by the connection. I think that this will be the link between the software and the company websites. And in this case, if there's any update, it's going to will do the updating automatically. Okay, I'm going to pause this one as well. You don't have to wait for that. Okay, now installation is finished. Click that. I think that we've finished with the installation of the EndNote. The next step is going to be now the EndNote is on my list. Now the next step is going to be about how to bring the harvest style. Uh, yeah, I don't want to use this one. You can do the update later. Now getting the EndNote download style, download this reference. Okay, now it's going to take you to another page where it's going to have these referencing styles. That's what we would like to have. So press the harvest style has been updated for May 2019, which is very good. UTS harvest style. Click here to get the style. Now you can see the steps here. Actually, it's everywhere. So I'm going to put it here, download that. And the file we are going to have, it does have the style of the, well, it's going to have the file of the EndNote. Just simply double click on that. And it's going to open it using the EndNote itself. Opening Harvard style. Now it's going to open it with the EndNote. I think I double click this one twice. Okay, now let's open it with the UTS, with the EndNote 19. Now sometimes it's going to be quite different with the uh, if you're using the Mac, but actually I told you I'm not that good with the Mac. I haven't used this one before. Now this will be the most important step. When you download the file, you can double click on that. It's going to be open with the EndNote here, as you can see here. Okay, and that's it. You only have to save it as, and you're going to save it as a new style. So click here. That's what we got. Okay, now let's open the thing. Download the your version, download and install. Well, you need to do that. Okay, next, next. Uh, Something like the installation course again. Yes. So the next step that we're finishing with the saving of data. I'm going to show you how to download the references and how we can use them simply in the Word document as a reference. Okay, we will search anything online. I'll try to download something there. Okay, now while this one is working, simply we can go to the Google Scholar and for example, well, I like the show off, so I'm going to go to my website. Okay. Okay, so for example, I'm going to go to my profile. Oh no, no. Let's search myself on the Google Scholar directly, not as my profile. So, for example, I'm going to look for what's happened here. Okay, so for example, that's not me. That's good. Okay, now, yeah, now for example, this one, if you're going to click on that about this site. Okay, so if I get to click on the site this document, you're going to have in the back here. Yep. So you're going to have a list of the style you would like to download at. You can have it as Harvard, Chicago, APA, MLA, and Vancouver. So I can download as the EndNote file. Okay, as an EndNote file. That's how it's going to look like as the Harvard style, EndNote style download. And it's going to download the file here to the downloads. I can call it, for example, one. Okay, and save. So you can see it's saved as an EN file or ENW, which is the EndNote uh, file. Just waiting for this one to get uploaded, and then we will turn on the EndNote once again, saving the hardware style, and then we're going to go to the Windows to the Word and getting a new document, and through the document we're going to uh, insert the reference we just downloaded. Well, let's try to download more referencing. This will be a good thing. Design and modeling of the water. Okay, so this one as well. Download another file. Okay, and not. Okay, I'll go down to save. Okay, well, it seems that the updating is going to take a while, so I'm going to pause that and come back to it when it's finished. Okay, so the thing has done, and now we go back once again. Has been successfully installed. Say finish. Close that. Once again, I will go to the style one. Double click on that. It's going to be open the hardware style using the EndNote. Okay, so here's the EndNote, and what's that now? Okay, so it's asked me to do that. Well, actually, we can do that. Get the PDF to this file, and okay, well, actually, we can do that, but I'm going to ignore it at the moment. The license, we accept that. Next. Now we got the things happening. So you go to the file, and through the file, you're going to save it as. It's going to be Harvard UTS 2019 style, and then save. Now, close this one, and we downloaded an extra two files for the EndNote. I'm going to double click on the first one, and well, we have to be sure that the EndNote is open. So selecting the EndNote referencing file, okay. So you go to the styles, and well, it should be here. We save. Oh, we should save it in. Well, in all the cases, document styles. Well, I'll try to do something. Now remember we downloaded that the harvest. Well, it should be should and date modified. Sometimes this will work even better. Copy, and we go to the documents, and we are get to well, it shouldn't be the document and not styles. Yeah, it's already here. Okay, so okay, document and not styles. All files. Click that. Open. Give me a non error. Okay, now let's double check that before we go further. So let's go back to the website, UTS website, about how to get the EndNote thing. So you get the download of the style. So when you open the EndNote, it will start, and when you see details of the style display, click on the file Save As. That's what we did. In the Save As window that appears, make sure that the name of the style is listed as a Harvard UTS. Oh, that's why. Mhm. You may need to remove the word copy. So I will go to the folder again. Well, I think this is very fine. Yeah. So once again, the name meant to be Harvard UTS. Okay. Okay, so it's Harvard UTS. Copy that, and let's do it once again. So it's going to be much easier and more convenient. So double click on the Harvard, and we call that back once again. We can paste that here, and simply base on file again to save as, and we're going to have it Harvard UTS, Control V. Okay, I'm going to save that. Hopefully that this will work now. So for the first document we're going to have is going to be this one. Select, still I cannot see this one coming here. Libraries, okay. I think that's so strange because we're just simply following what we have here. So you may need to remove the word copy. We did that, subtext, and click on save. You may get the message that the file is already existence and asking if you wish to replace it, at yes, and close the style window. Well, we will check that. Okay, so we're recording for a while. Actually, I just remembered something. Maybe we should do it like that. So file, you make a new library. Okay, and again to keep this library on document, again to make, for example, my thesis work. If well, yes, I'm going to make it my EndNote library. Say yes. You can name it a name. Okay, so that's what we're going to have. We're going to have the EndNote library is going to be open, and from there we can simply select the referencing style we're going to have. Yes, yes. I just remember that. Well, actually, doing that well, many years back, so that's what made me confused. So here we can have the styles. Again, to click on another style. So we look at the edge. We're looking for the Harvard. So we can the Harvard and the Stanford. G K I J K. Ah, oh, she must be here. Harvard UTS is on the list. I'm going to choose this one as the style we're going to use. And then now I'm sure that by double click on that, again to have our first reference has been imported to the new library. Well, it's done twice. Again, to delete one of them, just simply highlight the things and press delete, and we got one of them. Now we're going to do the same with the other reference we downloaded, the Ahmed 2, and we're going to have the file. Now you can see that this is the second one we just imported, and if you go to the old references, we are going to have two references. Now, the most important thing that, okay, now I had this reference and I want to read this reference once again. Now, actually, what you're doing is just prepare your library. So it's library. You should find the reference here each time you want to read it. And actually, you can see the preview. It's no reference has been selected. I'm going to select this one to show you that that's how it's going to be noted in the referencing. And simply we can attach the PDF file for this reference, and we can see the PDF file here. So let's talk about the other one, the second one, the 2014, because it's still open on the Google here. And I'm going to get the PDF file and use it directly. So I'm going to get this one. There was a copy directly. Okay, so I'm going to do that from here. Okay, so this will be the document as PDF file. That's strange. Why it's on Amazon? I will put this one in the downloads, and I'm going to open the location, show in folder. Okay, now this is my document. This is my EndNote. Simply, I can do the drag and drop here. Okay, and you can see that there's attachment here, attachment sign here. Now, yep, you need that. We should drag and drop where the folder is here. So once again, I don't know why it's made it like that. Okay, now you can see this it's been attached. So that's my file has been linked to the document we had. Okay, so that's it. We made the library with two references, and one of the references has a PDF file has been attached, and that's actually what we can see later. Yes, okay. So this one has an attachment, this one doesn't, so we can bring the attachment for this one added as well. Now, how to enter the referencing to the Word document. So we go to the Word document, and this should be here. I don't know. As I told you, this is my one of the few times I've been using this laptop, so it should be under Office, maybe. Yep. Oh, actually, I can see this one here. Okay, now in the blank document, and you will see that we're going to have the the EndNote tab will be shown in the within the Word document. Now we have the EndNote tab. So, for example, I would like to insert my reference there. So we just write down next. Yes, done. Okay, now I get to write down anything, blah 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 blah, and I get to insert the reference here. So as it is, I'm going to go to the EndNote. I'm going to select this reference here. As you can see here, insert citation. It's going to insert citation where in the last document you use and where you have the arrow there. So click that. Done. We had the first reference, and I'm going to add more text and add the other reference, and done. Okay, or I'm going to make another paragraph, and I would like to insert two references at the same time. So I'm going to highlight both by using the control, okay, and insert, and I'm going to have both references at the same time. Okay, so I think that's clear. Well, before you go, you have to file, save a copy if you want to save it later, or just simply when you close it, it's going to be saved as a library. Just close that. It's going to be saved as updated, and for this one now we have it like that. Now another thing, we can control the EndNote from here. So for example, I would like to change the font we have for the references. Highlight that. So if I get to click here, okay, we are going to configure the details we are going to have for the it's opening. we don't want to do that now. Okay. Typography. Update the. So each time, by the way, each time you're adding something and or you remove something, and this is very important. For example, I would like to remove this one. If I go to highlight it and press delete, it's not going to work. Usually we highlighted that, right click and cut. Cut. Okay. Okay, I have to do the update of the citation and bibliography, and you can see that when it's going to be updated, it's gone. Now it's gone. Now, regarding the font, usually you are pressing that configure the formatting option. Yes. Now we had it. I just remember that the EndNote should work here at that time. Now for the layout, we can simply change many of the things. Temporary citation delimiters can be these arrows. Okay. Now this from here you can change the font. I can make it as New Old Roman, New Times Old Romance, Times New SPST. Yes. And the size of the font should be 12, and oh, by the way, you can change all these things as well and say okay. Now it's changed to a different format. Also, I can make this space between this one. Usually at the UTS what we use is 1.5 to 2. It's up to you. I can use 1.5 here for the style. Now the problem we have here that sometimes when we do uh, the update of the citation, it may go back to the original thing. So you have to keep doing that each time you're going to have the change of the format. Okay, so that's it for this video. And if you need any help, just send me an email for that. Thank you very much.